A long time ago, Nietzsche said that God is dead. I really don't know how he comes up with these. He clickbaited even before clickbait was a thing. And I know God is dead sounds very extreme. It is one of the most famous philosophy, but also the most misunderstood one. Some think Nietzsche meant it literally, like he was announcing the death of a deity. Others assumed that it is just an atheist propaganda, which is even more funnier. But the truth is far deep and even more unsettling. Let's rewind back to 19th century. Science is booming and Darwin has shaken the world with evolution. Enlightenment thinkers have elevated reason, logic, and progress. Slowly, the authority of religion, which once gave the society a moral compass, is losing its grip. Nietzsche looked at this changing world and then declared, God is dead, and we killed him. But what did you think after hearing God is dead? What were your thoughts? Comment it below. I want to understand your perspective too. And also an important one, when you comment, I can remember who my audience is, and I really want to know who my regular viewers are. So, back to the video. So what did he really mean by God is dead? Nietzsche wasn't saying that a divine being died. He was just describing a cultural shift. It really looks like she's pointing towards me. For centuries, the idea of God anchored morality, truth, and purpose. Now with this fading belief, the anchor was gone. So when Nietzsche says God is dead, he's diagnosing the collapse of an entire worldview, the decline of religious power to tell us who we are, how we should live, and what life really meant, which would later give rise to a problem. So here's the problem. If God no longer defines good and evil, then what does? If there is no divine plan, what gives life meaning? Nietzsche saw a looming danger of nihilism. Nihilism is a belief that life has no inherent meaning, no value, no purpose. Nietzsche feared that once people realize that God is no longer the source of meaning, society might sink into emptiness. Most importantly, Nietzsche wasn't celebrating this. He was just warning us. So now, what will save us? Before proceeding, a generous message for you. Thank you for watching so far. Go down and hit the like button. These videos require a hell lot of effort to make, so a like would be appreciated. And also, I have donation links below. If you want to support me, that would be lovely. And also, huge thank you to people who have already donated in the past. Let's continue. Nietzsche believed that this cultural crisis opened a new door. If old sources of meaning collapsed, maybe it's time for us to create our own. This is where his idea of Übermensch or overman comes in. Übermensch is someone who doesn't rely on God, tradition, or society to hand them values. Instead, they take responsibility and create meanings themselves. And it's not about being perfect or being a superman. It's about living with courage, facing life without illusions, and shaping your own purpose. But why does it matter in this generation? Now let's come back to the present day. Religion no longer dominates society in a way it once did. Science, technology, and individualism have taken center stage. And yet people are still asking the same question that Nietzsche warned us about. What is my purpose? What is right or wrong? What should I live for? We see it everywhere in debates about morality, identity, or even politics. The struggle Nietzsche diagnosed, the fight against nihilism, hasn't gone away. In fact, with modern crises like climate change, social fragmentation, and the speed of technology, it matters even more. When old tradition crumbles and nothing seems certain, Nietzsche's warning reappears. Without a strong foundation, we will fall into meaninglessness, or probably rise to create something new. So the next time you hear Nietzsche's words, God is dead, remember, he wasn't mocking religion, nor he was cheering for atheism. He was diagnosing the spiritual crisis of modern life. God is dead is less about God and more about what comes after it. It's about the responsibility that falls on our shoulders once the old anchor is gone. Nietzsche's challenge is timeless. If we can't rely on God or tradition to give us meaning, why don't we create meaning for our own selves? Can we build values that are strong enough to guide us without falling into despair? So I'll leave you with this one. If no one, not God, not society, not traditions, could hand you meaning, what values would you choose to live by? Drop it down in the comment section. Again, like the video if you liked it, check the description for donation link, and I'll see you around.
So please subscribe, whatever.